Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be a reading vlog. And as the title of the video, you know it's summer. And the summer readings, so these are summer books that have been actually, they were more popular last year. I'm going to guess you'll still see a couple people reading these books this year, but most of them were popular last year. So, yep, or the year before that. So I am late to the game, though, with these books, but I'm so excited to actually read them. So, yeah. So I have 7 books that are summer themed, and my goal is to read them in this week. That might not be it, but hopefully we can. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all of the books. So here, as you can see, these are kind of like the books. So let me go ahead and show you the books for this reading vlog. Okay, so first we got the Summer of Broken Rules. This one is pretty much about, or from what I've seen, is that this family goes to Martha's vineyard every single summer, or most of the summers, but the main girl, Meredith, she was disconnected from her family and was not able was kind of basically, her sister died, and then she just kind of pretty much disconnected. And this summer she's trying to come back. What I love about this line says this: it's all fun and games until someone loses their heart. Meaning is, I'm kind of have a feeling that I'm going to infer that means that Meredith is going to fall in love, but I don't know. So I'm going to infer. So in literature class, my teacher would do infer like this. So I might do that, but yeah. Infer. No. Summer Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. That's in the first book. Okay, so the next book I'm planning on to read is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Now, this book seems to be, except her new release, Happy Place, seems to be one of her favorite or most popular books. Now, I am kind of scared to read this one, though, because I do hear mixed reviews on, Emily Henry as a writer. You hear that, oh, she's not really a good author, or she's bad, or her books aren't bad, or good. So I don't really know, but I'm hoping that this book is good. And yeah, so I don't really know, but we'll see my opinions on it. Okay, the next is The Lake by Natasha Peterson. Now, I actually have not heard of anyone really talking about this particular book. Now, she is a thriller author, and this is a thriller book. Now, this book takes place at a summer camp where 2 counselors did something a couple years ago, and the lake will never forget. So, yeah, I do like this. It says the lake, you can see right there, the lake never forgets. So, it says, welcome to Camp Pine Lake, where the only thing scarier than a ghost story is the past coming to haunt you. So I think that's really cool. So I cannot wait to read this. This has definitely been on my list, and I cannot wait to read this and get more her books. And if you know me, I am a thriller reader. I love to read thrillers. So I had to add a thriller into some romance. Next is a popular series that was popular last year, and it is The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Hong. Now, I actually got the whole entire trilogy in this big book, which I'm actually so excited about. So I was able to get every single book in this one book, which I'm really, really happy about. So yes, and I do know, I think it's a TV show on Hulu or something like that. I know it's a show on one of the platforms. There's so many streaming platforms, and there's so many books that go along with movies, so I don't really know, but for sure that would definitely one, so I may or may not be watching that after I read this. But this, the 3 books in here are definitely one that I'm reading. Then we have The Never Coming Home, which is Kate Williams. Now, this one I've actually not really heard of. This one I'm going to guess is a newer release this year, because last year, because I did get this when Barnes were doing their 50% off of hardcovers. So I can't wait to read this. Again, another mystery. Now, I don't know if this is takes place during the summer, but it says it's not a vacation, it's a trap, and it definitely kind of gives me that summery feel to it. So yes, even though it's someone dying. So yeah. So yep. But so yeah. Also, just a warning, if you do not want, there will be spoilers in this video. So if you do not like spoilers, I definitely recommend either not watching it or reading them and then watching this. So yeah, definitely warning you, there are going to be spoilers, but I'm going to go ahead and first start off with the Summer of Broken Rules. Alright, so on the Summer of Broken Rules, I am, so I just finished with chapter 1, and chapter 1 seems to me like, okay, so, like I said, the sister, so Clara, who is, Meredith's sister, has died, and so Meredith is like on the ferry and she yelled at her ex-boyfriend Ben. So that's pretty much what's happened so far. They're on this and then now they're going to the vineyard. So yeah, so I'll definitely give you a little bit more updates, but that is all what I have right now. Okay, so I just finished with part 1, or aka Monday, which I do like though in this particular book though. I really like that she has it like that, where it's separated between days, or yes, that's, oh wait, no, that wasn't Monday, that's Sunday. And then I'm actually going to start Monday right now. So, yep, Monday. My goal is to get through Monday and Tuesday for today, so that tomorrow I can go through maybe Wednesday, Thursday, or how many I can get through. What I'll definitely say about this, and this is kind of what I don't like in books or movies that they do, is where it seems to be jumping around. So like, you don't know, these, let me show you, like these like little things separate kind of like ideas, and they're like in so many like pages, so it's quite annoying because sometimes she's not really like finishing like a full entire like thing of it, and I also don't like it when it jumps around a lot, so I don't know if I like that, but I may or may not like it. I do definitely say that right now the storyline is really good. So I actually haven't really explained to you what's happening right now. So Sarah and Michael, who are basically getting married, they basically set up a game called the Assassins. They're not going to be playing in it, and yeah, so they call it playing Assassin, which is a Fox family tradition that they do. So they're doing that, and apparently Clara was really good at it, so Meredith is really sad, and also Meredith met, oh, what's his name? I forgot his name and I just read it. Whit, who is Michael's stepbrother, basically is coming to the story, and Meredith and Whit just were hanging out. So, can't wait to read a little more. This definitely is giving me a little bit of like We Were Liars vibe, which I definitely loved We Were Liars, so I'm really have like high hopes for this one right now, but I'm not going to go like too high and give myself a really big high expectation for it, because we all know how that gets out when we give ourselves a very big expectation for what's gonna happen in the book. So yeah. Okay, so I'm on page 89, and let's just say that Meredith is becoming a little annoying with like the whole entire like Clara thing, because like, okay, I get that like her sister is dead, and that's so sad that her sister's dead, and this is like her first vacation like to this family's vineyard, to Martha's vineyard, with her family without Clara. But the fact that it's like coming up every single page that, oh, where's Clara? Oh my god, this is blah blah blah. Like, it's kind of annoying to me, the fact that it's just like always like, where's Clara? which is very, to me, annoying. So yeah. So I just realized I haven't really been updating you guys on the book, but I have reached, like, I would say halfway, maybe a little over halfway. But yes, so far I am really liking it. I do think the book seems really good. With it, Meredith, I definitely do like kind of that, and just kind of interesting. But I am on day right now. I think I'm just gonna start to read day. Sorry, I'm trying to get to it. Oh boy. I'm gonna start with Thursday now. So I have only like a little small more to go. My goal is for today get to either 300 pages or just either 300 or finish the book, so that by tomorrow, because tomorrow I want to start beach read. So I want to start the next book in this reading vlog. So yeah, so I can't wait to see what definitely is happening. Let's say this. So let me give you a little bit of a thing. So they started their game Assassin, and Meredith and Wit, I think, are like the only like people who have gone a lot. Wit did get one of Sarah's friends who like, I'm gonna go Vivi. I'm not 1,000% for Viv. But she does not seem happy about this whole entire game, so she was not happy that Meredith squirted her or got her, so she was not very happy. And yes, and then Wit and Meredith are like starting to date, starting to like hang out together. So yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and read some more, and let's hope, see where this thing goes. This book takes us. And also Wit now is like someone who is getting like all the kills, and no one is like scared of him. Like, people are scared of him because he is getting every single person that he has, and he's already like killed 10, I think, where I am at. So yeah, I'm the assassin. So, you know, I was reading like I am. But what I don't understand is in movies and in books, when someone, or pretty much when anyone does this, so when someone that they love, when their loved ones dies in real life, they would not, and so they die, so the person that died, they lost, right? So then they like disconnect from the rest of the world, saying, oh, I don't want to lose anyone else. But from doing that, aren't you technically losing someone else, because you're disconnecting from the world? You're disconnecting from these people that you love. So aren't you already losing them? Because sometimes when you try to like go back, they're not going to. So that just has never made sense to me, because you're technically already still losing these people. And also Meredith has a Wit, so she has to go and try to assassinate Wit. I'm so scared. Okay, so I am on the last day, Sunday. So Sarah and Michael got married. Meredith and Wit I'm gonna leave each other in Sunday. So we have one more day to go in the book, and I cannot wait to see how it ends. So I finished The Summer of Broken Rules, and I finished the first book in this video. So I would definitely say it really was a good book. I did like it. It really did remind me of We Were Liars, which is one of my favorite books, so I did like that. So I would give it, my rating is a 4-star. Now the reason why is because it definitely, to me, was a lot of, and I kind of understand that maybe like the whole entire like thing was like kind of about Claire, and that's like why they broke the rules, but it was kind of annoying the fact that Meredith kept repeating and talking about Sarah, and that was kind of Clara, that was kind of annoying, but I definitely did like it. It was really just, to me, interesting. I definitely did like the book, so I'll give it a 4 star. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get Beach Read. I'm gonna be starting Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I am super duper excited to read this book and see pretty much read my first Emily Henry book and see how I like her writing. But first I'm gonna show you this. I like how on the girl's hat says a novel. I really like that. So yeah. So August is just going to like her dad's lake house, because her dad died, and she's like gonna clean it out, but she also has to write a book on the lake house. So that's kind of pretty much all we have so far. I'll definitely say that again, I've only read like one chapter, so that's like 12 pages, so I don't really know, and I don't really have like a lot of thoughts on the book and if I like it or not. So I am on like chapter 3, and I just read page 30. Something about January is that she like likes people and kind of like can talk to people, which I definitely do wish that I had that particular trait, to where like I could talk to people and pretty much like make friends with whoever, pretty much, even if I just like their like shirt or their shoes, even though that is ridiculous, so that you're friends with someone just because they had like that you liked their shoes that they liked or what they like did. It was just kind of like weird to me, the fact that she does that. But again, I do wish that I could have that quality, which I sadly don't. But that is my update. I'm on chapter 3. So we just met Gus, and there's a thing on my sorry, mosquitoes everywhere. But we just met Gus, who is another writer. So I am on chapter 8, The Beds, page 69, and let me give you kind of what has happened so far. So like I said, Gus and January meet at a bookshop called Pete's, and Gus is a writer as long with January. January writes romance, while Gus writes like fiction. Well, like Gus like kind of writes something else. I forgot what he writes. I think it's like fiction. No, it's memoirs, I think. I don't know, something along like the line of like that. So that's what like they did. So Gus is a writer along with January, and so they meet at this bookshop, and one of the workers there, Pete, basically says like, oh, come to my book club that I have every single Monday. So January went not knowing that Gus will be there, so Gus was there, and they talked about like a book. But so yeah, and then Gus had to drive January home. So that's where I am at. So can't wait to see what else happens. My goal is by the end of basically to get to chapter 100. No, to get to page 100. So it's been a while since I've given you guys an update on Beach Read. So I am on chapter 20, page 20, 228, and I'm over halfway through the book, and I'm hoping that I can finish this book today so that I can start the lake. So what's happening so far is Gus and January switched to genre. So they made a bet that whoever publishes a book first with the other genre. So Gus is writing romance, while January is writing literature fiction in this bet. So to see whoever will actually upload or publish the book first. And then Gus and January have been doing research on each and every single thing. So Gus will take January to these interviews, and these are cold interviews. So yep. And then January will take Gus to different places where romance to see if he'll write it. So yep. And pretty much that is it of what would have happened. I mean, you do get to also hear a little bit more about Gus's childhood and January's childhood, but other than that, that's really it. So I am on the last chapter and the last 10 pages of Beach Read. Okay, so I finally finished Beach Read, and so let's say that January published the book before Gus did, so January 1, but Gus and January fell in love and started dating, and they're gonna get married. So that's where the book ended off, and I definitely did like it. It wasn't, I would say it's a 4-star read. I would read more Emily Henry books. And so, yeah, but I definitely see the hype, and I'll definitely recommend it. So, next book we're going to read is The Lake. So, I've so far read one chapter of The Lake, and pretty much it's just Kayla and Yzma. I'm guessing Yzma? I'm gonna have to look that one up. They went to this camp. So, they went to this camp, Crystal Pine Lake. Something like that. Something like that. I'm trying to see here. 1 minute. Let me look. You see here. Let me look. Yep, Camp Pine Lake. And so this is kind of where they went as campers when they were 9, but they did not return, or it was 8. No, it was 9. They did not return, and now they're 16. They're now 16, and they're returning as camp counselors who are in training. So CITs, which are counselors in training, which that stands for. I'm guessing that's what it stands for. That's what it sounds like it stands for. So that's pretty much what has happened, and when they were campers, though, they seem like they did something to the lake, or at the lake, because I mean that's what it says on the back, and it says the lake never forgets. So I cannot wait to hear. I'm gonna guess it's something when they were trying to sneak out. Something happened when they were trying to sneak out. So I am on page 102, chapter 16, and so let's talk about what has happened so far. So, I told you guys this kind of as a chapter 1. So, Yzma and Kayla are campers at or no, their so Yzma and Kayla are camper or counselors in training, so CITs. So they are like training to be counselors, and so there. But they were also like a camp once they were campers once at this lake. And when they were campers, they did something that they do not want to talk about. So we kind of get more information about that. So what happens is Yzma, Kayla, and Cora, who is like another is a counselor who's been there for like 3 years or like 4 years, I'm guessing. So what happens? So they go take campers on a hike, and one of the girls, Ava, says that she sees someone in the woods. Now, Yzma and Kayla kind of get suspicious, but they just kind of leave it at that. But then, so there's like trails you take, and there's 4, and the color they were having was red. And so one of their like things that for them to like kind of know the way was gone and was missing, so they get lost, but they find like a part of it on the ground. So they go, someone came here. Someone came here. Now again, now Yzma and Kayla are getting more and more scared. So yeah. Then after that, you kind of hear that so as campers, Yzma and Kayla went out to the woods, and they set like a fire, I think. They did like a campfire, and this girl named Lillian came out and said, I'm running away from my parents, and blah, blah. And then, of course, Kayla says, you're weird, and pushes her into the fire, and the fire, like, starts to erupt, and so Yzma and Kayla, they run, but they don't know about Lillian. Now, Yzma is very worried about Lillian and kind of is wondering what really happened to her, and if she's the person in the woods. Now, I think she's the person in the woods that Ava saw. I think it was a person, and I think she's the one that did it. So that's kind of like how we know that. But then, so then at like a campfire, Andy, who is like the camp director, says, oh, there's going to be like a test for math. There's not really a test for math, and it's a prank. And at this thing, they do pranks. At the camp, they do pranks. So the next day, back at the staff building, the staff shed, there's a note that says, the lake never forgets. And of course, they're going, okay, is this a camper? But of course, it seems weird to be a camper. And it seems like too dark to be a camper. So again, Yzma's thinking it's Lillian who did it. Okay, so there's a man apparently in the woods right now, or actually there was. So the CITs went out, snuck out to go to the arcade, and when they came back, they saw this woman who ran. So Yzma thinks that's Lillian. And then there was this like a man or someone that they saw who was like taking pictures of them that night. So then it's the next day, and one of the campers, Isabel, says she saw a man in the woods. And now Yzma isn't thinking that it's Lillian, but I still think Lillian is out there. And they're also saying that just rumors that this man was a counselor who left on bad terms. So, yeah, but I still think it's Lillian. I'm on page 217, chapter 34, and so what has happened since I've last updated you guys on is that there was like a axe and like a door and like writing on the door. And so they basically kind of go, okay, this is getting a little weirder and weirder. So then Yzma, Jake, and Oli go in, as well as Andy, who is, like I said, the camp director, who they go into the woods, just try to find Lillian. And try to find the dude, but Yzma knows it's Lillian. Leanne, but no one else knows again about this secret. Also, Leanne also wrote her initials on the Yzma like wall, so it says LS, which is I forgot her last name. Let's see, what was the name? I can't find right now, but that's what happens. So they go in, and Yzma, so there's like these cameras because they're taking photographs. So Yzma kind of gets stuck behind because of all these photographs, and she blacks out, I believe. And then so I think it's dead. Let's see. So then basically Leanne then drags her to this place, so she kidnaps her, but then Yzma is able to get out. So then she is now, okay, so then it's like the next day, and they are at the lake, and one of the counselors asks Yzma to go to their cabin just to make sure that one of their campers is okay, so they do that. While she does that, she sees, I'm not 1,000% sure I say her name, but like Rebecca, that's how I say it, who basically is in dress, and she has like burns on her stomach. Now, like I said, Lillian, she was burned, like she was in the fire, so Yzma to think that she is Lillian, and so they kind of start suspecting her. So then they do that, and they pretty much don't find anything, and then they just like leave it at that. So then after that, Yzma and Oli like hang out, and then Yzma is now questioning Oli. So pretty much Yzma is questioning every single person at the camp to working with Leanne or like knowing her secret. I just finished The Lake by Natasha Peterson, and let's talk about it. It was really good. I mean, the ending was very shocking. So let me explain to you a little bit of what happened. So as you know from like the last time I updated you, Yzma was pretty much saying that everyone did it, that everyone was on Lillian's side, but then she kind of like narrowed it down to like Rebecca, who was, but kind of stopped to be on her side. So yeah, but Rebecca actually lived, Rebecca said that she lived in like another state, but she lived in Texas, and that's where the summer camp takes place. So she finds that out, and so yeah. So then, so after that, okay, so there's also like a deer that was found in the food hall or the mess hall, and they knew that it was Lillian because, well, she knew it was Lillian because of like the dead deer, because then at the fire, she showed Kayla and Yzma a dead deer that she was hunted and killed. So that's what happened, but she wrote her initials in, so in the kind of cleaner stuff, she wrote her initials. So of course you can figure that out. So then fast forward to like the end, where Yzma and Kayla go and actually find and try to talk to Lillian, and they find Lillian. Lillian has this cabin, like an abandoned cabin that she lived in, and so she finds, so there's Jake in there, who's dead, and Yzma and Kayla basically are trying to hide, but Kayla goes on to Lillian's side, but the reason why is because she was scared and not really thinking. And I think how actually, like, it does say like that, but I do think that Kayla was doing that so that Yzma had a chance to run, so that it would, like, save, so that Yzma would be saved and would live. So she goes back to camp. So she runs back to camp. Lillian and so she runs into her veg, Oli, and those two die by Lillian, and then Kayla dies as well, and then Yzma something, and she's found holding a gun that was found by the cops. So yes, but so this book was really good. I definitely do like this, and I would give this book a 4-star. Reading it, there's been a lot of, all the books we've read so far in this vlog have been a 4-star read. So this is going to be definitely 4-star. I definitely do recommend this. I loved this so much. So the next book, or the next books we're going to be reading, is The Summer I Turned Pretty, and this is going to be the trilogy. So I have this whole entire big book with all the books of the series in it. So that's what our next books are, is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Hong. Okay, so I finished chapter 1 of The Summer I Turned Pretty, and so pretty much all what it is about is chapter 1 is Belly and her family going to this beach house that they go to every single summer, and this is where she grew up. Now her mom's friend, Susan, has like her 2 kids, and they visit there. So it's Conrad, I think Conrad and Jeremiah and their friends, and of course the moms want Belly to fall in love with one of the boys. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So I'm on page 103, chapter 21. So this is kind of like 100 page. This is 100 page again. I'm gonna say that I'm not liking the book. I do not like any of the characters. I think Belly's mom is, I don't like her. I don't like any, like I said, I don't like any of them. I think Belly's mom was also like kind of like rude, from like, so Belly's mom and her dad, they split up, but it was all the mom's fault, and the mom, she's like kind of being, I don't like the mom, so I'm not like really connected to any of the characters. I'm not liking any of the characters, and I'm also not liking the fact that it jumps from like the present day that they're in to when she was like different ages, and I'm not liking that. And it also is kind of confusing, because then you'll also get when she's like the age she is now to when she was like 11 or 14, and 14 you seem to get a lot of, so I'm not really liking that part of it. So all I'm saying is I'm not really liking the book a lot, but let's see if it gets better. Hopefully it gets better. Alright, so let me give you my 200 page update. So we are on 200, so I'm on page 201, chapter 32. And let's get situated here. Okay. So I'm going to give you my 200 page update, because I'm like, not exactly, I'm on page 201 and 32, chapter 32. So let's, needless to say this, so like I said, like with my 100 review, that I'm not liking it, that is for sure. Like, I don't like it, and then I don't like any of the characters. So what has happened from that to now is that Belly met this guy named Cam at like a bonfire that was like on July. So she met up this guy, and now they're dating, and then they got into like a fight because Cam didn't bring Belly her Kool-Aid and kind of went off to like game, but like I don't know, like yeah, I'm not liking any of the characters. So what I'm meaning is this, that we meet this guy named Cam, right? And then him and Belly start to date, but they never really go into the date. And then you go to the date or you go to the time where they broke up, so you're not really seeing them being together. And it's also, they're not really explaining anything that they're doing that summer or they did any other summer. And that fact, it's just pretty much Belly falling in love for Conrad. It's quite annoying. But saying that I don't like any of the characters, yes, I do not like Belly. I do not like Jeremiah. I do not like Susan. Or no. Oh, I love Susanna. Okay, I love Susanna. But Susanna and Steven. Those are the two ones that, and I've finished the series, but throughout the whole series that you like, that you actually care for. Because the rest are just like what? So, yeah. That's just what I'm trying to get at. It's just kind of annoying, the fact that you're not really seeing anything that's happening. You get to see when her and Cam broke up, and it's like, okay, well, I would actually have liked to see them go on dates or things like that. So I'm not particularly liking it. I finished the first book in the Summer Turned Pretty trilogy, which is Summer Turned Pretty. Now, I was saying that I wasn't liking it. I didn't like any of the characters. There's like this thing with her and Conrad, and yeah, I was pretty much through this. It was kind of interesting. That was interesting. So I don't know if like they're dating or not. I don't know. And then also, Susan has like cancer, so she had cancer like in the beginning, but it came back. So yep. I would give the book, it was cute, and I would definitely say if you're looking for something that's like a fast-paced read, that was like a cute little summary book, I would give it 2 stars. So I read chapter 1 in the It's Not Summer Without You book, I think that one. Yeah, It's Not Summer Without You. And it is that. So firstly, so she has like a dream, or I'm gonna guess it was a dream of her in the lake house, but she wasn't, and she's not gonna go back this year to the lake house. But what's so sad about it is that Suzanne died, which is really sad, and she won't be with Jeremiah or Conrad this summer, and she won't go back to Lake House. I finished this. It's Not Summer Without You, so I finished that book, which is the second book in the Summer Turned Pretty series, and I would say that I liked it, but I actually didn't give you any updates, so let's give you any updates. So pretty much what happened is Conrad was like missing, so he ran away. He went to the summer house that was in Cousins, and he was there because he was trying to save the house, and so Belly and Jeremiah went to go save him and look for him, and that's kind of where he was. So that's pretty much what happened. And then so yeah, that's what happened. I would say that this book was a lot better than the first book, but again, it wasn't anything spectacular. It's 3 stars. I would give it 3 stars. Again, it's not anything spectacular, it's just okay. So yeah, and if you're wondering why I'm in my closet, it's because I'm cleaning it. I'm on chapter 5, and let me give you guys an update on what has happened so far. So what happened so far is Belly's in college, and she did the finals. So then she goes to a party with Jeremiah, and apparently her and Jeremiah are dating, or was dating. I don't know. Like, was very confused on what's happening. So yeah, and probably maybe me being confusing is also me zoning out while I'm reading. So yeah. Okay, I'm on page 631, and I am very confused what's happening. First things first, I'm confused. Is Belly in high school or in college? Second of all, 1 minute, her and Jeremiah hate each other and despise each other. The next, they're getting married. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm on page 724 and chapter 33. So, like I said, Jeremiah and Belly want to get married, but of course the parents aren't liking it, so then Belly and Jeremiah are still going to get married. But Conrad seems to still like Belly too. Shoot. So I just finished this summer. I just finished We Will Always Have Summer, and that book, the book I would give is a 3 stars. So I just finished the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy, so that's really exciting. But so what the book was truly about was Jeremiah and Belly on the way of getting married, but then Conrad confesses that he still loves Belly, so that dampers the plan, and that Jeremiah and Belly do not end up getting married, but at the end, Conrad and Belly start getting married. So it was a really cool kind of a concept with it. So I finished the series. I would recommend the series, but I don't personally like it a lot. So I'd recommend it. I just don't like it. So last book, like I said, gets a 3 star. So the last book that I'm going to be reading in this video is Never Coming Home by Kate Williams. So can't wait to read this book. It looks fairly short, so I think I'll get hopefully through pretty quickly. I finished chapter 1 of Never Coming Home, and I'm on page, where was it? Okay, page 24, chapter 2. So like I said, I finished the first chapter. So pretty much what the first chapter was about was these influencers. So we have Justice, Alexander, Manny, Frankie, Clara, and I'm trying to remember these. So we have Frankie, we got Chelsea and Celia. So that's what we have. Those are the people we're following, and they're influencers, so they got invited to go to this island that's called Unknown Island. Now, what this book, and I'm wondering if this book is going to be Old. If you don't know, it's a horror movie, and I did not like the movie, so I'm wondering if it's Old, because they're going to this remote island where no one's going to be, and I mean, it seems like it's vacation that's going to be a trap. But how they get the invited to this, they get something in the mail. They get told hey, do you want to come to this new island, this new place? And they all say yes. And so, like I said, they say yes. And to me, automatically it would seem like a scam to me. But it's, yeah. So, I don't really know yeah. To be honest with you, I don't really care. I'm not caring for the first chapter from what I've read. I don't really care for it. And like I said, if it's Old, then I'm not gonna like it, because it just reminds me of Old. But I doubt that they're all gonna get older within an hour or even minutes of being there. So I doubt that. But again, it was just it does not seem good. I don't know. So I'm at the part where they're describing this island, and I want to describe it to you. So Unknown Island has all this following, right? So you think it's rich, and from what I'm guessing, the pictures, it looks nice, it looks something rich, and it looks like it is kept nice. But what this guy described, which is, I think, I want to say someone who's gonna work at the island, his name is Graham, and he's like describing the island, and he's saying that the island is like, in the first off, in the ocean, in the beach, there was branches and there was a dead snake. Then for the dining room, all the furniture was cheap, missed match, which, okay, whatever. But then the cushions had a stain on it. That's one. The wires were out, and it was a motel. So pretty much this whole entire thing is a motel. They're describing it like a motel. It is a motel, which I don't really like. So I've read to page 110, and let me tell you about what has happened so far. So what has happened is that their influencers went to this island, as I told you. So what happened is they have dinner, they get a letter, and it says that each and every single one of the people are killers, and then some of them confess, some of them don't. But then but I think it was Chelsea, one of the influencers dies. So, and I think it was Chelsea who dies. So, kind of cool, and yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, it's okay. I mean, the chapters are okay. I'll actually talk to you about that. So right now it's okay, but I'm gonna continue on to read. So I finished Never Coming Home by Katie Williams, and I'm going to give you my ratings. So I'm going to give this book a 1 star. Yes, 1 star. This book reminded me too much of Old, which I did not like it. And to me, the writing was slow. It was also very weird because it was a dual point of view book, but it also was the chapters are very long, and when you would go to a different character. So let's say let's say it was Justice's point of view, she wouldn't write Justice. It would be confusing as okay, who am I following? And also she wrote it in third person as well, so it was kind of okay, this is very confusing on who I'm following, on who this. So it was a for sure 1 star read. So this is the last book in the video. You know that I love to read, and you know I love to collect Funko Pops. I like to collect. So what I thought would be fun is to do, or I thought would be a lot of, which I thought just would be kind of having more videos, and also being able to do more of my Funko, as well as book video ideas. Is that what I want to do? Is I want to post. So I'm gonna post twice a week. Fridays is going to be the collectors Funko Pop videos. Well, Saturday is going to be the book videos. So if you love book videos, you can join it on Saturday. If you love Funko Pop videos, collecting your videos, you can come in on Friday. So those are or if you like both, you can come in on both days. So yeah, so that is it for today's video. I hope you have a good night, good day, wherever you are, and yes, goodbye.